Hey, it's Ryan from Upfit Supply, and we're in the back of our RAM ProMaster 3500. This is a 159-inch wheelbase with the regular length and a high roof height, and we're just going to take some quick measurements. So if you're looking to upfit this van for work or for adventure or whatever it may be, you're just wondering what the dimensions are inside of this van, we're just going to take some quick ones here for you. Now the most popular measurement is going to be basically from partition area or the cab area all the way to the back of the van. And the ProMaster here has this step into the cab area, so we're going to go all the way up against that. We're going to measure all the way to essentially this threshold here, and we're at about 142.25 inches. Right here there's a little lip, I think you can see that in the video there, so just under 12 feet. You can easily fit your 8-foot long material in here, almost 12 feet up into the cab area. If you didn't have a partition, maybe you open that center door and you had the 12 foot, you could probably fit it in there if you slid it in the cab area a little bit. Now, our width here in between the wheel wells is another important measurement, and this is coming in at 56 inches, so 4 feet 8 inches. Again, you can easily fit your 4x8 foot material here, whether you want to lay it down flat, or as we can see here, if you want to lay it upright as well. I'm going to take a measurement here from the center of the wheel well to the roof. We do have a cross member here. It's 75.5 inches high, which again is over 6 feet, 6 feet 4. So again, you can put your 4x8 foot material, lean it upright, slide it up against the wall here. You can lay it down flat, whatever you want to do. There's a ton of room in the back of this van. I'm 6'2". You can see I'm clearing the roof here, standing up tall. Once we put a floor in here, I'm going to lose about a ½ inch, but I'll still be able to stand in here pretty easily. Now, I took a measurement in between these wheel wells. I want to just get a measurement here once you clear these wheel wells, and I'm going to go to these little supports here, or whatever you want to call them. I'm not sure the technical name for them, just so you can get an idea of the width there. And we're at 6 foot 1 inch, or 73 inches once you clear that wheel well. Now, these do come from the factory with some black panels that cover over top of here on the bottom over here. We tore those out because they are all just smashed up. We're going to be putting in some new panels. So that's kind of why I went to this area. You get a little bit more space. I drop down below to this cross member here. We're at 6 foot 5 inches, 77 inches. So you get a couple more inches below these cross members here. Now let's take a height measurement here at the door frame. Again, I'm going to kind of go from this lip area up until the top seal. We're at 70 inches. Now, one thing to take into account, you can't see it in the frame, there is a little latch mechanism here, 2 of them, that do protrude down about 3/4 of an inch. It's just here in the middle that you have to take into consideration. Our available width here at the center of the door is 5 foot 1 or 61 inches. Plenty of room there. Now, since we're at the back of the van, I will take a measurement here of the load floor height. That's one thing that the ProMaster does really well. I've just got a level here, so we're gonna get the height of the floor from the ground level, and we are looking at that 2 foot mark, or 24 inches. So a nice low load floor height there on the ProMaster. You can see down here towards the cab, we do have this step, so the cab's a little bit higher than the cargo area, and this step here is 6 inches. Great little cargo area here, lots of available height without getting too high on the van by lowering that load floor height. Now, these wheel wells, they are kind of big, they protrude. These ones are beat up because this is a used van. Just want to give you some measurements here of these wheel wells. Kind of at the narrowest point towards the center, we're looking at about 28.5 inches. And if we go out to the widest portion, we are looking at about, again, this is a little bit of an eyeball here, 38 inches. And in terms of our overall height, 17 inches high for the highest part of this wheel. Well, it's going to be mirrored on this side over here. Now, if we look at our available width here at the floor. You do have a little bit more width here just behind the wheel wells. So I'm gonna go on the floor here from side to side. And we are at 74 inches. Once I get ahead of this wheel well, we do lose a little bit of space. And we are about 71.5 inches. So we lost about 2.5 inches there because it does, the way the contour of the floor and the wall here meet does come out a little bit. Now as I work further back here at the C-pillar, which is this pillar behind the sliding door here, just want to take another width measurement here, see what we're looking like. And again, we're at that 71-ish, 71.5 inch mark right there. Now, right here at the, essentially where you put your partition or your bulkhead, we do have pieces of trim here on the bottom. Same thing on this side. I just want to take a measurement here in between these pieces of trim. We are at 58.5 inches right there. Now, if you're wondering how high, we got this little attic storage area here above the cab. And so typically your partition is going to mount right here to the headliner, down to the floor, and this will be open. So let's just take a quick measurement from the floor to the top of this headliner. And right there, we're looking at 66 inches, essentially to your mounting locations there. Now on the side here, we have this giant side sliding door. It's, for the most part, it's square. We do have a little bit of a rounded area that protrudes a little bit here where the door latch is. So I just want to take a quick measurement here. It's going to be pretty much a square or a rectangle. Try and get from center to center here, from the floor to that seal. We're just under 5'9" or 69 inches. On the side here, we are at 4'3", about 51 inches from seal to seal there. Now this does, where this door latch is, it does come out a little bit, and we go down to 4 feet, 48 inches right there. Now if we look at the floor, from the driver's side to the curb side, where this sliding door is, we're again at that 71 1/4, 71.5 inch mark with the sliding door there. So one more measurement while we're back here towards the cab area is just to get a width measurement here, kind of at the level of these seat or headrests. We are at 65, 66 inches available width right there. If we go down here towards the seat bottoms, we are at 63 inches right there. Now let's go through and just take a couple more height measurements. We got the door frame back here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different cross members here. They do come down a little bit, so I'm just gonna take some measurements at those areas for those of you who are interested. And I am going from, you can see the floor is ribbed. I'm going from a raised portion of the floor, so you may get different measurements if you're going from a lower part of the floor, but I'd rather be more conservative on these measurements. And we're looking at 76 inches right there on that first cross member. Same thing, 76 inches here. Let's see, 76 inches at this one. Now we're at the C-pillar. 76 inches again. So pretty standard here at the center of the van. Make sure I'm on the right one. 76, so pretty consistent along the center line here of the van. Let's see if we do have a taper at all. I know I did take, I can't remember if I took a roof measurement here or not. We're at 75.5, so you do lose about ½ inch and a taper here once you get towards the wheel well. If I go to the C-pillar here and I go from the floor to the roof, again, there's a taper here, so you're probably limited to about 74 inches right here at the side, but that does taper out pretty quickly. And once you're about 6 inches out, you're at 75, and then again, you're at 76 by the time you get to the center of this van. Now, if you're looking at mounting shelving or other equipment, you're usually looking at wall space, available wall space that you have to mount shelving and things like that too. So I just want to take a couple of wall width measurements here. This is going to be the curbside or passenger side, and you're really going to be able to mount shelving essentially from right behind the door frame to the side door frame here. And so your available width here is going to be around 82, 83 inches. Now you do need to take into account there is this wheel well here that you'll need to clear with the shelf, and so basically you're going to have about 10 inches from the back door frame to the beginning of the wheel well, and then from the side door frame you're going to have about 37, 38 inches. So you can do the math and figure out how much space you'll have available for your feet of your shelf. You just want to make sure that you can clear this. Now on the driver's side, we'll do a similar thing here. We're going to go from the side door frame all the way to this step. And you are going to have, well, I'm going to go to this trim here. Now if you do have a partition, you're probably going to have less space than this, but this is going to be about 136 inches or 11 feet 4 inches. So you got a ton of wall space here to mount shelving and different accessories too. And again, similar measurements with this wheel well. From the rear, you're gonna have to clear it beginning at about, beginning at about 11 inches, 11 and a half. And then from the forward side of this wheel well to that same point here, this trim, we're at 91 inches. So just take that into account when you're mounting shelving and things like that. You're usually going to want to do one shelf leg on the rearward side and one on the forward side. So you're going to want a longer width shelf so you can clear that wheel well. Now remember, this is the 159-inch regular wheelbase, meaning it's not the extended model. If you have the extended model, the measurements are going to be similar, but you have like a foot or more behind this rear wheel, the extension of the body with that 159 extended model. I think the 159 is only available in this high roof. If you have a standard roof, it's going to be different. If you have different wheelbase, your measurements are going to be different. So just take that into account. This is for the 159-inch regular body with high roof. Now we do have a layout guide available for the RAM ProMaster on upfitsupply.com. I'm going to put a link to that in the notes for this video. You can click on that, check it out. We've got a PDF you can download. It's got a line drawing with all these dimensions that I just mentioned, so you can plan out your upfit with confidence. Now, if you're looking for any equipment for your ProMaster, like floors or liners or shelving or a ramp or ladder racks, locks, whatever you may need to upfit your van so that it's work ready or ready for adventure, be sure to check us out at upfitsupply.com. Again, my name is Ryan, and have a good one.